Peru is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. The country as a whole contains 10% of the entire world's species and is the second home to the Amazon forest, which as a whole accounts for 70% of the world's biodiversity. Its plush, extensive forests are being threatened by the permanent removal of trees. So for today's presentation, I will be discussing Solber's solution for climate change mitigation in Peru. My name is Jose Jimenez and I am a student at UW. Has done a little bit of extensive research on the topic. Peru is the third largest country in the South America that is home to a portion of the Amazon forest. Mining, agriculture, fishing, and tourism are the biggest industries in Peru. The gross domestic product in Peru was worth $226.85 billion in 2019. So first we'll begin talking about climate change impacts in Peru. Secondly, we will be discussing cap and trade in Peru. Thirdly, we will be discussing about Solber's solution. And lastly, we'll be discussing about Peru's climate change mitigation. So, climate change impacts in Peru. Roughly 1,100 square miles of Peru's forests are cut down every year, around 80% of them illegally. The four greenhouse emitting sectors in Peru are illegal logging, palm oil, agriculture, and informal mining. An example of this is in La Pampa, Peru, one of the largest and most dangerous gold mining sites in the last couple decades. 5,400 hectares of forest were converted into cyanide and mercury polluted ponds. So next we'll be discussing about cap and trade in Peru. A study from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America concluded after awarding formal land titles to local communities in Peru, it can advance forest conservation. A cap and trade system establishes a limit to carbon output by giving a fixed number of licenses to greenhouse gas emitting industries. We can assume that Peru has implemented a cap and trade system. This predetermines the limit of trees being brought down and creates a fixed number of licenses handed down to small and large power plants. Power plants that are least efficient can sell their license to higher efficient power plants. This creates a carbon market. This ensures that power plants do not exploit the non-renewable natural resources of the Amazon and reduces carbon emission. Next, we'll be discussing about Solber's solution. Photosynthesis is a natural process used by plants and trees to convert energy from sunlight to create chemical energy or glucose, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. Solber's solution enhances chloroplast, a plastid in green plant cells that is responsible for carbon dioxide conversion. Using the Solber treatment, chloroplasts are enhanced to absorb additional sunlight, accelerating plant growth. This enhances the growth rate of a plant or tree by 20 to 50% after Solber implementation. Solber's main objective is to improve the regulation of carbon dioxide and oxygen cycle into the atmosphere. Plants and trees that are treated with Solber's solution are enhanced to absorb more carbon dioxide and release more oxygen into the atmosphere. This decreases the greenhouse effect and improves air quality for the Peruvians. So lastly, Peru's climate change mitigation. So assuming cap and trade are in effect, you can expect deforestation to decrease because there is a predetermined limit of licenses for deforestation. However, Peru is currently insufficient to meet the Paris Agreement's limit below 2 degrees Celsius and to pursue efforts to limit the temperature to increase even further to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Peru is the 10th most forested country in the world, with roughly 260,000 square miles of forest covering half of the country. The Amazon forest covers 74% of the country's area. According to Solber's website, treating 15% of the world's forests can offset the 1.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide produced in the world. Because plant growth has increased from 20 to 50%, you can expect plants to become more efficient with their water usage, which is a critical problem in Peru considering that 30% of their glaciers have melted. Solber's treatment has also ensured to cool down plants and so that they're more fire resistant. Solber is the solution to Peru's climate change mitigation and is the perfect country for Solber's company expansion. The quality of air will improve at a very low cost for a developing country. This can be an example for other developing countries to take a look at the effective and efficient global warming solution that Solber has to offer.